All right, hey guys, what's going on? It's Molly here inside the Fox 5 DC Digital Newsroom. How are you guys? Happy Black Friday. Another day in this long holiday weekend, and we are inside the newsroom. You can see it is a quiet day. It is not too crazy. We're going to be sort of seeing what's up in the news, seeing what's going on with the local shoppers, if anything comes about with Black Friday shopping, because I'm in here in the newsroom. You guys are probably chilling at home. Maybe you're, on your phones, out and about. I want to hear from you guys and keep the conversation going, and let me know if you're out there taking part in Black Friday. We, like I said, are sending out some of our reporters to talk a little bit and check out some of the local malls and stuff like that to see what's going on, if there's anything pressing. And we're going to be taking in video wherever we have it. So the first thing I want to go to before we miss it is actually something that's pretty lively, pretty raucous right now. There's a group of people in Chicago who are members of the Chicago Alliance Against Racial and Political Repression. They're protesting on the Magnificent Mile, which is that long strip, famous kind of Michigan Avenue stretch in Chicago, to boycott Black Friday shopping. So speaking of shopping and everything that's going on in the retail world today with the craziness, if any fights break out or whatever, we're on the scene to kind of see if there's anything in the community that's going on in our region. But right now, let's take this live video in Chicago because our sister station there, Fox 32, has a camera there, and it looks pretty passionate and intense. So we're gonna go over to Chicago, then we'll come back in and hang out in the studio a little bit more so you guys can see what's going on at Fox 5 DC, which, like I said, it's a quiet holiday long weekend, so it's not a ton of stuff, but we will be showing you some cool packages from some of our reporters and anchors, some other stories, and hopefully getting some information from the field from some of our reporters who are on these Black Friday stories. So now over to Chicago, guys, to check out this boycott. And there's a lot of viewers right now in Chicago on this, so let's check it out.
When I say CPAC, you say fight back, CPAC! Fight back! CPAC! Fight back! When I say CPAC, you say fight back, CPAC! Fight back! CPAC! Fight back! Up next, I want to invite up Danya from the United States Palestinian Community Network. Free, free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Thank you. If you're here to resist police crimes, make some noise! All right, my name is Danya Zaytouni, and I'm with the U.S. Palestinian Community Network, شبكة الجالية الفلسطينية في الولايات المتحدة. We are here representing the Palestinian and Arab community of Chicago to demand justice for Laquan McDonald and all victims of police crimes, and to support the Chicago Alliance's campaign for community control of the police. It bears repeating that we know it was only after the massive protests that shut down the Magnificent Mile, costing the biggest companies in Chicago 50% of their sales, that Chicago police officer Jason Van Dyke was charged with first-degree murder of a 17-year-old black child, Laquan McDonald. By continuing this historic boycott, we are sending a clear message to Mayor 1% that there is a price to pay for the crimes against the Latino and black community. And that we will continue to boycott until Van Dyke is convicted, until CPAC is passed, and until all 118 wrongfully imprisoned police torture survivors are freed. The struggle of the black and Latino community against police crimes, including killings, torture, wrongful imprisonment, and outright police occupation of their communities is an inspiration to all oppressed people around the world who are fighting for liberation from U.S. imperialism, including our Arab and Palestinian community. The U.S. government and the police arm, train, and fund billions of dollars in military aid to the colonial occupier state of Israel, who stole our land, terrorize our people into submission, and exploit our resources. The truth is, the only thing the U.S. government has ever liberated Arabs from is our vast oil reserves. And the only thing that the police have ever protected the Black and Latino community from is any chance at real social and economic equality. What we must do is we must make the racist occupation of our communities unsustainable by raising the cost of these occupations. That is why we must boycott the Magnificent Mile. That is why we must boycott the racist state of Israel, and why we must continue to organize our communities for national liberation and self-determination by any means necessary. From Chicago to Palestine, occupation is a crime. 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 Thank you.
Black power! No justice, no peace, no racist police! 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 Up next, I want to bring up Adrian from Anak Bayan. Make some noise for Adrian, everybody!
No justice! No racist! No justice! No racist! Good morning, everyone! How are we doing? My name is Adrian Bonifacio. I'm the national chairperson of Anak Bayan USA. We are a Filipino grassroots youth organization fighting for the national liberation of the Filipino community. And we know that the same powers, the same state repression, the same fascist repression that is murdering black and brown people here in Chicago are the same ones behind supporting the fascist state in the Philippines. We are here to demand justice for Laquan McDonald, justice for Rakia Boyd, justice for all victims of police terror here in Chicago. Because we know that the Filipino community is not free until we are all free. That the Filipino community is not free until black folks are free, until Latino folks are free, until all victims of state repression are free. Laquan McDonald is only 17 years old when he was executed by Chicago PD. In the Philippines, the same shit is happening.
Yes, sir.
The police there have been waging a so-called drug war on the poor. The president and the police in the Philippines have already killed 14,000 people. And this is in only a year. 14,000 deaths in a year. This summer, a 17-year-old, same age as Laquan McDonald, was murdered in the streets. His name was Kian de los Santos. The police framed him. They gave him a gun. They told him to fire it. They told him to run away. And when he refused, they shot him. It was caught on video, and the killings continue to happen. The killings continue to happen because we know that police brutality, that the police, it's a culture and it's a system.
Hi everyone, if you are just checking in on the stream, welcome to Fox 5 Live, your Black Friday edition. I'm Molly Navola inside the Fox 5 DC Digital Newsroom, and we're tracking whatever is going on, breaking news, live coverage, any video that is interesting and compelling for you guys to check out on the stream today. So I want to invite you all to make sure you chat with us on the live chat. Let me know if you have any thoughts or questions or want to talk any specific topics. We're really just kind of bouncing around today. Not a ton of stuff happening in our newsroom, as you can see. And we're kind of just here on this Friday, rolling with the day. Lots of people out there shopping, retail people going crazy. Obviously, there's mania in the streets. So we have a few reporters actually on stories particularly pertaining to shopping and what people are doing, and if people are shopping just as much this year, and if anything of note happens at some of those shoppers centers or malls. We're going to have that live as well because we have a couple cameras going out there. But right now you're looking at live coverage of a Chicago protest. Actually, this is a group called the Chicago Alliance Against Racial and Political Repression. They're protesting, they're boycotting Black Friday on the Magnificent Mile in Chicago. So this is a live look from our sister station camera in Chicago. And Kathy, thanks for checking in and for coming onto the stream. You're so sweet for asking about my Thanksgiving. I'll tell you more about that, guys, later when we come into the newsroom. But generally, it was low key. As you guys know, I've been kind of getting over feeling a little under the weather. But I did go to the Redskins game yesterday, which was really exciting. That was sort of the highlight of my day as I stayed around the D.C. area and got to go see the Redskins beat the Giants last night at FedEx Field, Thursday night's game. So I'll have more coverage of that and some video from my experience there. But let's keep checking into this protest before we don't have this shot anymore. Again, this is a group of people, including some of the members from this alliance against racial and political repression, who are there. It looks like they're there in good-sized numbers with their signs and everything set up, and they're making their speeches. So we're going to stay here for a little bit and then come back in. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you, my sister. When I say CPAC, you say fight back. CPAC! Fight back! CPAC! Fight back! CPAC! Fight back! Freedom Road Socialist Organization has been involved in this struggle for a number of years. And I'm here today, along with my comrade, Frank Chapman, the leader of the Chicago Alliance. We're here to make certain that this system does not allow that killer cop, Jason Van Dyke, to walk free. You know that's what they want to do. You know that's what they want to do because they have never convicted a cop in the city of Chicago for first-degree murder of a black person. Never! Not one! Not in a century! And they don't want to convict this guy either. But we're here to say, indict, convict, send that killer cop to jail! The whole damn system! I said indict, convict, send that killer cop to jail! The whole damn system! We are also here because, despite the fact that the state of Illinois is the only state in the country that has a torture commission, this is the torture capital of America. This is the wrongful conviction capital of America. They've admitted, the politicians have admitted that there are hundreds of men in prison who were there based on tortured confessions, but they will not let them free. We're here to say, free them all! 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 The brother before me was talking about the kind of movement that we need. I think we can look to Chicago history to understand the kind of movement that we need. Chicago, by looking at our enemy, let us remember that the mayor of Chicago in 1969 conspired with the FBI and the Chicago police and the state's attorney to assassinate in cold blood the leaders of the Black Panther Party. Say their names: Fred Hampton, Fred Hampton, Mark Clark, Mark Clark. What were the Panthers fighting for? They were fighting for black liberation. But Fred Hampton was also very clear. they were fighting for socialism as well. Because they knew that all of the oppressed people, Black nation, Chicano nation, the Puerto Rican people, had the same enemy as the poor whites. The majority of the white working class in this country is suffering under the same white capitalist class that rules over the oppressed people. We have the same enemy, and we know that there's only one way to get justice. This is a slogan that's been taught to us by the Black Lives Matter movement. What do we want? Justice. And if we don't get it, we have to have this same attitude towards the whole damn system. What do we want? Justice. And if we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it, thank you, my brothers and sisters.
All right, y'all, who's ready to march? We got one more speaker that we're gonna march. Are you ready? When I say CPAC, you say fight back. CPAC. CPAC. When I say CPAC, you say fight back. CPAC. CPAC. All right, our last speaker is gonna be Savannah from the Workers' World Party.
All right.
I'm looking for. Thank you. I'm so happy we're all here together today. Thank you for being here. So we know that the Chicago Police Department answers to the powers of the state. Yep. They serve and protect for the property classes, for the political leaders, but for most Chicagoans, the CPD is a violent, racist, heavily armed and empowered force that does not stand for justice. The CPD is a threat to peace, and more notably, the CPD is a threat to our safety. CPD is not a unique police force in the U.S. They're in good company with the other pig units that walk armed on our streets. We cannot forget that police units all over the U.S. kill an average of 1,000 people every year. We know that the majority of the victims of police violence are Black and brown, queer, trans, poor. The police targets our friends who are the most vulnerable because the police do not think that they have to answer to us. We remember when Chicago police officers shot and killed Fred Hampton in his sleep. More recently, we saw the criminal justice system take a stance against the people when Chicago officers did everything they could to keep Chicagoans from knowing the truth about Laquan McDonald.
Rest in peace, Laquan.
We see it now after our so-called Justice Department has exonerated the higher-ups who knowingly covered up the murder. No officer in the U.S. has ever been convicted of first-degree murder, and we know that that's not justice. We see police around us here today. Are they here to protect us?
No!
Do you think that they're concerned that we're going to inflict harm on the shoppers on Michigan Avenue?
Yes!
Officers are here today to protect the retail profits that make Chicago so welcoming to Rahm Emanuel's business partners and cronies. Super profits do not make Chicago a safer place to live. And neither will an Amazon headquarters, and neither will a $95 million police academy. We are here today as the Chicago Alliance has been for years demanding a civilian police accountability council, demanding that the police units answer to the people. If you read the corporate media that presents itself as a free and unbiased press, you would believe that violence stems from within Black and brown working class communities. You would believe that the biggest threat to peace in Chicago is our Black and brown youth. We know that this is not true. Why are our politicians and journalists talking about gang violence when the biggest and most brutal gang is wearing blue? We need CPAC and we need systemic changes in our justice system if there is to be any peace in our communities. We need to be able to hold the police accountable. We deserve an economic and political system that does not divide us by race and by class. Capitalism can never bring us justice because capitalism and racism are inseparable. Jason Van Dyke should be in prison. Laquan McDonald should be home with his family. I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will
totally my bad. We have one more speaker here from the Progressive Labor Party. Make some noise, everybody.
Yo, how y'all doing, Chicago? All right. Good, good. So I'm a member of the Progressive Labor Party, but also a member of Black Lives Matter in Gary, Indiana. Give it up, give it up. So I want to first salute to those engaged in the struggle against racist repression here in Chicago. There's a struggle against, and just a big up to the folks struggling against it everywhere in this world. Just across the lake, we're engaged in a similar struggle for working class folks to try to get and obtain community control over the police. And we are modeled ours after CPAC, so give it up for y'all. Give it up. But it's also important for us to understand that there is a global crackdown on the international working class, which is always and fully carried out by the police everywhere. We are living in a time of many contradictions and limits. Imperialist rivalry, war, travel bans, construction of walls, and police terrorizing communities. But there's also rebellion. Workers internationally are under attack by imperialists, but they are also fighting back. Workers in Kinshasa, Congo. Workers in Oaxaca, Mexico last year. Workers in Kenya and St. Louis this year. Workers in Chicago and Gary across the lake fighting back against police terror. Y'all give it up for that. Though fighting for reforms are essential to our existence, they have to be towards working for something bigger. Reforming capitalism will not save us, only overthrowing it will. As the state becomes more and more repressive, building walls, increasing deportations, passing Blue Lives Matter bills instead of CPAC, we are left with two options. We can either accept defeat and surrender ourselves to the murderous future that capitalism has in store for us, or we can organize the working class to smash the system once and for all. Those are the only two futures we have. Escapism will not cure our alienation. Scrambling to wait out capitalism will not will not help our situation. Or compromising with capitalism will not help our situation. Crossing our fingers and hoping that capitalism will collapse on its own will not get the job done. Only overthrowing this system and building a racist, sexist, and exploitation-free society will. We must build that world we desire. Workers can. 100 years ago, we saw workers take state power, and we see that we can do it again. We have a model that we can look by. So fight for CPAC and the Progressive Labor Party. We believe that communism is the future that we need, but for right now, we have to fight for the reforms we can get so we can build for that future that we so desire. So when we say CPAC, you say fight back. CPAC, CPAC, CPAC. All right.
That's right, sister. I want to welcome back to the stage Frank Chapman. He's going to lay out what the march will look like.
All right. I want to thank all you winter soldiers for coming out. You know what a winter soldier is, right? That's the opposite of a sunshine patriot. Winter soldier. Okay, we want to thank all you winter soldiers for coming out and joining us today. It's really beautiful. There's only a few hundred of us, but we're going to make our presence felt, aren't we? Okay, so right on. So now what I want you to do, I'm going to introduce Jeff Baker, who's the head of our security. He's going to be commanding this march, okay? We want to be disciplined. So in order to be disciplined, we got to have somebody in charge, and you got to follow. All right? I want you to say right on. Right on. Right on. All right, come on, Jeff.
I'm in a much less rallying mood. I'm in a sober mood. We are surrounded by folks that support and endorse a cold-blooded murderer. There are almost more police out here than there are us. There are almost more police out here than there are of us. to protect what? To protect profits. Profits. This many police don't come out when people get gunned down in the street. Look at the police officers here to protect the profits. That's why we are here. Because these dollars, these stores that we give our millions upon millions and billions of dollars to mean more to this government than we do. They said, oh shit, they're going down there to stop some profits. Get your entire police force out, pay them overtime, we don't give a damn. Profits. So I'm in a somber mood because these police officers, they're not as pissed off as I am that a child was shot 16 times. A child was shot 16 times, 14 times while he was on the ground.
16 shots under cover.
And these police officers are not as upset as I am. They're not consoling me. They're not telling you we understand. They're not saying we're gonna make sure we get motherfuckers like that out of this system. They're not saying that. How is that possible? There was a report December 20, I think it was Friday, December.
Hi guys, just checking in with you. Molly in the DC newsroom here. We are live giving you this digital stream of what's going on wherever really, across the nation, across the world. And right now you're looking at a protest that has turned a little bit somber, more of a somber mood, before we talk about some more exciting things from this long Thanksgiving weekend. This, of course, a protest, a group of people, including some of the members of the Chicago Alliance Against Racial and Political Repression, are protesting Black Friday. But I'm curious to see what you guys think. Are you part of sort of the world that is very pro the capitalism of Black Friday? Are you going to be part of that today? Or do you see sort of the benefit in protesting something like this in order to bring up some other issues that we're dealing with in the world right now? Do you think it's a good way to kind of bring those to the forefront? Let me know what you think in the live chat. And if you're new to the stream, guys, welcome to our show. We're really just kind of hanging out here. You can see the newsroom behind me. Not a ton of announcements. Now we're getting one in, but we're just kind of seeing if there's any live and breaking news for you guys. But mostly we're talking about Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. I was able to go to the Redskins game yesterday. Last night, NBC's Thursday night football game last night was the first ever home game for the Redskins on Thanksgiving Day. So I'll show you some video and some footage that I got from there in just a little bit. But we're going to go back to this protest and see if anything comes up that's live, that's going on right now. All right, we'll be back in a second.
This is nothing new to them. They have lulled us to sleep for centuries. Their media propaganda system is superb. One of the best in the world. It's superb. But we are out here to kick people in their ass and to educate their minds. Over here we have boxes. Where are my marshals? I need my marshals to come to the front, to my right, and to the front to my left. We are out here to make sure that you are safe. We are out here to make sure that you are protected from these folks that would watch an officer shoot a child 16 times. So these marshals are here to make sure that you're safe. But for us to do that, you have to follow our directions. We have thought this through. We have worked this out. This is nothing new to us. We are going to make sure that nobody gets hurt by these folks that may be looking to provoke you, that may be looking to talk loudly and spit in your face. We are going to make sure that you are protected. Follow our lead, please. All right? We are going to educate the masses. We have educational materials over here. We are going to make sure that everybody that walks by us gets one of these. We have a free calendar that we're giving out. It's called CPAC 2018 Justice Calendar. Our Justice Calendar is going to break down what you need to do every month to make sure that we see justice. This is our countdown to justice. Make sure that everybody walking down this street has one. Tell them Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, fight for justice. And here's how you can do it. All right? Are y'all with me? When I say CPAC, you say fight back. CPAC, CPAC, CPAC. We're going to give you 6 marshals up front here, and we're going to start our march. We're going to head north. I want you guys to follow our 6 marshals that are going to be in the front. Jeff, Yahama. Can I get you 2 up front? Do either one of you have you need a bullhorn? One of you need a bullhorn. Need a bullhorn to the front? We are going to start off following them. The rest of my marshals come back over here towards me. Jeff, you know the route. Start moving towards the front, and we would like, if the crowd can start filling in behind them, we're going to end up in 2 groups, all right? When I say all right, say all right. Just let me know that y'all hear me. Jeff, 5 in the front, start moving forward. Hold the sides up side by side. Start moving forward, side by side. Start moving forward.
All right, guys, so I guess that ends the stream there from Chicago of that protest on Black Friday. Guys, if you have any thoughts or comments about that, do let me know, because I want to start the conversation a little more. And hey, if you're not a part of our channel already, guys, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and you can be part of our community and chat along with me as we hang out during the weekdays from about 11 o'clock into the afternoon for whatever is live and breaking. We have a couple, actually not a ton of stuff going on right now in DC, but I'm really happy to hear from you guys and what you're up to today. Kathy, it sounds like you are maybe checking out some of the stores in your area. I know you're a local. And Calix, I didn't realize you were in Costa Rica. I had no idea that you do not see the cold weather that we have been having. Speaking of cold weather, I was out in the cold, guys. You can tell I'm kind of still battling my cold, and it's not getting better because I'm really not helping it in any way by doing this. But last night I was able to check out the Redskins game, which was so fun. I was able to go on the field, guys, for my first time ever on the field at an NFL game, which was so fun. Of course, with hanging out with one of our photojournalists, Steve Williams, and then our sports reporter, Brody Logan. And then I went to the tailgate from Tailgate Ted. Tailgate Ted is one of our regular contributors. He comes on our morning show a lot and talks all about his tailgate hail barbecue. Yesterday was a really good story. It was actually really heartwarming. A bunch of the tailgaters, including his, came together and mashed all together to help feed more than 125 first responders a nice turkey dinner, a nice turkey Thanksgiving meal, as we all want. Speaking of that, I have some video of that, and I'm going to show you this now. This is kind of on a loop, some video from yesterday of my experience at the tailgate. So here we go. There are the cheerleaders, guys, the first ladies of football at Tailgate Ted's tailgate. And then going through this video, this was me with one of the dressed up Bigfoot type of monster looking dudes that was outside there. And then this is me on the field and just getting in the scene. You can see there's Brody and Grant doing their live show. And then this is back to Tailgate Ted's tailgate with all the different types of turkey that he had, which were many. And this doesn't even really touch the tip of the iceberg of what he had offered there. But there we go. This is on a loop again. But yeah, he had so much food. There was corn stuffing, corn, tons of different types of turkey, gravy, all different things. Yeah, this is these are the videos that I've strung together of my experience yesterday. But let me know, have you guys ever been, I know some of you aren't local, but if you've ever been to a game or maybe to FedEx Field as of late, this was my first time in a long time, and it was really cool to see the stadium and sort of the tailgate area. It's the largest, it's concrete and it's old, but it's actually the largest by size, physical size, in the NFL. Not a lot of people know that stat. And again, it was super fun to hang out at the tailgate and then run right back and then check out the field and the concessions and all the different areas of that. But anyways, so that was my little experience yesterday. Super fun to be part of NFL Thursday Night Football. It was really, really exciting. All right, guys. Well, with that, we're going to kind of keep seeing what's going on. Right now we're hearing word that there might be possibly an incident in London at Oxford Circus, which is an area of London. We don't have streamable video for you right now, but I'm going to keep on that to see if something comes up. Obviously, they're 6 hours ahead of us, so it's already nightfall there and the sun is going down, but I'm sort of keeping an eye on any of the streams to see if we have anything come in that is relevant about what's going on in London. So we'll keep you in tune with any of that breaking news as we have it. And we're going to go over now to a package put together from one of our anchors, Steve Shenevy, about cybercrime and how to avoid that. Especially, we talk about this now with shopping and with online purchasing, right? When we put our credit cards in to any system, it's definitely a risk. So I'm going to play back this cool package from Steve about that to kind of educate us on that. All right, here we go.
Getting cyber scammed. And our next guest is a former director of the CIA's internet team, Eric Cole, now the CEO of Secure Anchor Technology, author of the upcoming book, Online Dangers, and just also happened to be Bill Gates' personal cybersecurity expert. Welcome. Quite the resume you have there. We're going to tap into that knowledge now.
Sounds great.
Sounds good. Look, it's the holiday season, Black Friday sales, Cyber Monday sales. We want to just spend. We want to do it safely. We want to get those tips. But if we get hacked now, are we going to even find out about it during the holidays, or will it be months down the road when we find out what happened?
Typically, when you get hacked, your identity gets stolen or credit card information gets taken, it's usually not used for 2 or 3 months later. So you think you're having a good holiday season, and then February, March, you realize that you got yourself in a lot of trouble.
Will the bad guys, and you say on the title of your book, the evil side of the internet, will the bad guys typically strike more during the holidays when they know that we might be using our credit cards more often?
Absolutely. And it's not only that we're using our credit cards more often, but they love emotion. Everyone's very emotional about finding that perfect gift. So imagine you go to Google, you put in a search term, and you find that gift you wanted for 80% off. You want it so bad, you click on the link, not realizing it's malicious, and right there, one click is all it takes, and you're compromised.
So they're getting us from the start then by planning the fake ads and everything else on there as well. So it's not just people that are tapping in and taking those numbers. Like, they are legitimately drawing us into a fake environment where we feel safe enough to give them willingly our information.
Exactly. Most of the attacks are setups where they're positioning you, sending you an email, sending you a text, getting you to give information. The back-end stealing of the credit cards, believe it or not, is a lot harder. It's much easier just to target the consumer.
All right, so let's start with that then. If we're willingly giving it up because we feel like we found a good sale, how do we not get caught in that trap? What can we do to protect ourselves?
Couple things is, when you're searching and you're looking for that perfect gift, use your phone, not your computer. And the reason is most of the hacks out there today are targeted for Windows. So if you're using a Windows computer, the probability of compromise is huge. You use your iPhone, a lot less runs, and you're a lot more contained.
Interesting. All right. How about in general, though, whether we're, going into that rogue website or a legit website and somebody steals the information? We hear about this every day on the news, that somebody steals information. What do we do to best be careful in these situations? Because I think we're at the point now where it's going to happen at some point. We want to try to lower that risk.
So first is, be disciplined. Stick with the big sites. Stick with the main sites. Don't go off on a tangent looking for that 10% or 20% off. They are more likely to be dangerous. Also, be really careful of apps. Most of them are built in Russia and have backdoors built in. And then finally, assume the probability of compromise is high. So one thing I recognize is, in January, go in and get new credit cards. Say that my credit card's been stolen, get a new credit card, and now by the time the adversary uses it, it's already expired.
So when you talk about the apps, you're talking about actually purchasing through apps. You're better off not to do that, to purchase things through maybe a more secure browser?
Exactly. More secure browser, or stay away from those one-off apps. I don't know about you, but most of my friends, you look at their phone, they have 60 or 70 apps that they never use.
Sure.
Get rid of the apps if you're not using it, because many of them are spying on us and we don't realize it.
You had a good tip, because when we talk about the inevitable when it happens, and I had this happen to me this year, sure, it's easy to call the credit card company and say, send me a new card, but then you have to go through every account you have linked to it and contact them and change things up. You had a good strategy for running multiple credit cards.
Yes, so the whole way you deal with cybersecurity is, you're never going to stop it. Minimize your risk. Segment your life. So I have 7 credit cards. I use one credit card only for gas. I use one credit card for online purchase. I use one credit card for weekly and monthly purchases. So now when a credit card gets compromised, it only impacts one area, not all of them.
All right, good advice, Erica. Before we let you go, and I know we could talk to you for hours and hours about this stuff, unfortunately, but we are trying to protect people.
Yes.
Public Wi-Fi. Use it or not use it. I know when you go to the hotel, free Wi-Fi, you want to post your social media and everything else, or at the mall or anywhere else. What are the guidelines when it comes to social or to public Wi-Fi?
So when you go shopping this holiday season, before you leave your house, turn off the Wi-Fi. Do not use it in public places. Coffee shops, malls, very, very dangerous. If you do need to use it because you travel a lot, get what's called a VPN, or virtual private network software. That's what I use when I travel in hotels. It gives you a secure connection and protects your data.
Any other tips you can pass along for whether it's the holiday season or not, to make sure that we don't get that identity or credit card stolen?
Just be real careful of email. Anytime you get an email, think about it before you click on the link, because in most cases, you get a legitimate looking email, you click on the link, open the attachment, and you are one click away from a compromise. So if in doubt, delete the email.
All right, Eric Cole, look, if it's good enough for Bill Gates cybersecurity, it's good enough for us, and it's good enough for you. Thanks so much for being with us this morning. We appreciate it, and happy holidays.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Cheers.
So a pretty cool package there from our anchor, Steve Shenevy. He left that and we played it this morning, and it's definitely relevant, right, with the holiday shopping. And I thought the Wi-Fi question was really interesting because I never really think twice about that, but good tips to know, also from a really reputable guy with connections, obviously, in the business world and Bill Gates and all that stuff. Anyway, guys, we were talking about what's going on right now and a possible incident right now in London at the Oxford Circus tube station. So that's the subway system there. And actually, this is really interesting. I don't have video for you guys right now, but police are saying that they're responding to an incident in this area. It's London's West End, and they're investigating a customer incident at that station. Apparently, there were shoppers who dropped what they had and ran. There were reports of people screaming and crying, and there was even a group of young women at the Top Shop there, which actually I've been to, specifically that store at Oxford Circus. So I'm familiar exactly where this is ongoing. And police are saying they're continuing to respond to that incident. So I'm going to look up some more stuff as pertaining to that and see if we get any video from that for you guys. But for now, feel free to keep us up, guys. Keep us, on your tabs or minimized. We're going to be hanging out just for the early afternoon here, just to see what else we can get to you vis-a-vis breaking news, anything that's happening in our world right now. On this Black Friday, of course, some of you might be out shopping, or maybe you're just hanging out at home, cozying up on this chilly day here in DC. It's sunny, but it's cold, and we're looking forward to a good, hopefully good reports for all the shoppers out there. No crazy violent incidences or anything. So this London thing is pretty interesting to kind of read into what's happening there. As we have more information on that, we're going to bring that to you. For now, guys, just hang out, enjoy this shot right now of what it looks like in DC at the White House, and we'll be back with you in a little bit. Hi guys, checking in with you from the DC newsroom here. We're Fox 5 Digital, local DC, Channel 5 here, but we are tracking this event, which is apparently going on at Oxford Circus Tube Station in London. Some of you who have jumped on the stream might be familiar with it. Maybe you even live there or have friends who are involved. I know one of you said you knew someone that was there and said it was very crowded. Now, I will let you know we have some video coming in, but nothing that I am able to stream live right now on our YouTube stream. So once I do have that permission, when I can get something up, I will. So right now we've been tracking the tweets of Metropolitan Police in the UK for what is going on. It sounds like, according to this tweet, this is a little bit ago, a good, I guess, 15 or so minutes ago. Police were called at 4:38, that's London time. A number of reports of shots fired underground at the Oxford Circus tube station. Now, police responded, of course, as if the incident were terrorist related. I see that some of you who are on chatting with me now do have some connection to the area. So if you do have any friends in the area or know what's going on or have any extra details, do let us know in the chat, and I hope that everybody is okay. I see some of you just checking in now to talk about this. So armed police have been responding to this tube station. Armed and unarmed officers are there. No word right now of casualties or other details of that sort, but like I said, we're going to be efforting whatever video we can get in here at our local DC station that we can then put out to you on our stream, and when we do find out more, we'll have that for you. I'm going to keep tracking their Twitter and their tweets to see what else we can get from the police there. And I know some of you mentioning that you might be seeing streams on other channels, and that is true. That is okay. Some other stations have the ability to stream certain groups' footage, so Reuters, for example, and others. So again, when I do get that permission, we'll bring that to you live to bring you more information from the police. So I'll be scrolling through some tweets. I'm going to get some more up there for you. And then, like I said, if anything else comes up, we'll make sure we put that right away on the stream. Thanks for joining us, guys, on your Black Friday. And keep the chat continuing. If you do have any thoughts or comments on this incident, of course, or anything else that's going on, we're going to try to bring you the latest from this incident. So hey guys, if you are just joining us on the stream, we're trying to bring you a mix of tweets from the three reputable sources, of course, that we're following for officers and police officials in London. And those are the British Transport Police, the Metropolitan Police, and which you see here, and the London Fire Brigade as well, because all have dispatched people to this scene. Now, this is the latest tweet right here below my face from Metropolitan Police. They're saying that they have not located any trace of suspects, evidence of shots fired or casualties. Officers are still on the scene, and they're saying if you are still in the building to stay there, and if you're on the street, to leave the area. So it sounds like they are really doing a thorough sweep of this area and telling people to either stay inside or get out of that street area in London. Now, I wish we did have some video to accompany this. If we do end up getting some video that we have access to bring to you to stream, we will, but it sounds like this is possibly good news that there isn't evidence of this. But of course, police have responded in a fashion such that they are dealing with, or could be dealing with, a possible terrorist incident, as they do in situations like this. So officers are continuing to sweep the area. They're searching. They will have more updates according to this tweet as soon as they will, and then we'll be bringing that to you as well. So I'm just going to kind of keep flipping the tweets so that you can keep up to date with what's happening over there. Hey Benji, hey Kathy, and Kellex, good morning to you guys. I hope you guys are doing okay on this Black Friday. We started by just chatting about, of course, the retail world of Black Friday and what's going on in our area, and sort of what's popping in that sort of realm. But this came up, of course, breaking out of London, so we're going to continue to follow it as soon as we have more information. I'm going to keep scrolling through the tweets for you and just bring you the relevant stuff that I have. If you have any other thoughts or questions or comments, please do feel free to leave them in the comment box on the stream. I'll be happy to look some of them up and answer them from whatever information we're getting in from inside our newsroom here in Washington. So again, guys, this is Fox 5 Live, Fox 5 local news in DC. And we're going to keep up with this stream, and just as long as we have some more information and footage, and then we'll end up bringing it down in the early afternoon. And you guys can check in with us and come in and out if you want. Save us to the top of your screen and just jump in and out of the conversation as desired. And hopefully we'll hear from you soon, guys. Thanks so much for joining in with us on this Black Friday, whether you're at home hanging out or maybe on the go, getting some shopping in. I know I'm going to possibly leave here and see what's going on in the Black Friday world, and of course, as we do, like I said, get more information on this, more tweets. It looks like we have a new one coming in just a second here from, yeah, another one here from British Transport Police. I'll bring you this to the screen. The latest there from them following our call to Oxford Circus. We've been unable to find evidence of gunfire. They're going to remain on the scene alongside Metropolitan Police. That's their handle right there, and they're advising people, of course, to avoid the area and those streets. So if you guys are in the area, if you know anything or you know anybody in the area or around it, please do talk to them, get this information out there, and also let us know what you've been hearing, especially if you're close by to what's going on there on Oxford Street. Now, I remember being there many years ago, I think in 2006, so I know this shopping area. It is a big shopping area. It's where all the Black Friday stuff is going on. So obviously this was brought to our full attention, and we got people on this story right away, and there's cameras there. And like I said, none right now that I can stream for you, but if we do get access to anything, I'll stream them out there. This is good news. Hopefully this is winding down. We don't know for sure. But again, if you're just joining us, police are on the scene of this developing situation, saying they cannot locate suspects or any evidence of gunfire, shots fired on the scene. So officers are still investigating that as we speak. So I'll get some more information for you guys soon. And yeah, keep the comments flowing through, guys. We'll try to answer all your questions as well. Hey guys, so Molly here in the newsroom. I think, like MSG, you were saying, the panic is over. We believe, hopefully so as well. The latest tweets that we've been kind of tracking from British Transit Police and Metropolitan Police and the London Fire Brigade all say that this hopefully seems to be winding down. They've been unable to find evidence of gunfire or shots fired. Or suspects even, minus that one tweet that we saw about the woman that may have sustained some minor injuries. Besides that, we have not heard anything else of the like. So we're going to continue to kind of watch this, but I believe hopefully we can wind down knowing that this is under control. The officers there continue to patrol the area and search for what could be something related to this incident. But there's the latest tweet, guys, in the right corner of your screen from the British Transit Police. About not being able to find evidence of gunfire. So, Calix, I hope that you do join us on Monday. I hope that all of you guys join us. We're going to be back with our regular stream from 11 to 2 o'clock today, kind of winding down a little bit now just because we have not too much going on right now with our footage and our reporters and our live cameras. But like I said, if I did have some video of this incident in London, I'd be able to kind of show you at least what the scene looks like there, but we don't have that at our disposal right now for digital. As you know, digital, we're able to do a lot of things. We have a lot of leeway in a lot of areas, but there's a lot of stipulations as well for what we can actually stream out to you on YouTube. But the cool part is you get to say whatever you want on our live chat. You can stream and hang out on our stream with us and be sort of part of our channel as we do this from day to day. So we're Fox 5 Live, guys, here from the local Channel 5 in Washington, D.C., and you can hang out with us on the weekdays, Monday through Friday, from 11 a.m. to about 2 p.m., barring anything that's breaking news that brings us into those later afternoon hours as we extend our program here in the coming weeks and months as we kind of grow our program here. But we're so glad that you're part of our first kind of chunk of viewers, and we appreciate that you appreciate us here at Fox 5. And you can always, like I said, follow along on our social. I'll put up quickly the slate that I usually put up towards the end of the show. We're Fox 5 DC, so that's our handle on all platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook. We're Fox 5 DC. My personal is right below as well, and you can follow along to what we're doing and we're hanging out with. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. We did not do a Fox 5 Live stream yesterday, but we came back obviously today to bring you Friday on this Black Friday. Lots of shopping stuff. We have a lot of our reporters talking about the holiday shopping and what's going on locally with that. But let me know what you guys are up to too and how your Thanksgiving was. Mine was pretty low-key, hanging out in the city, Washington, D.C. here. And I also got to go to the Redskins-Giants game last night, which was Thursday Night Football. Super fun. My first time ever on the field. I'd been to FedEx Field before, but never so close to the players to kind of see the kickoff of the game way down close on the field. So that was really fun to be part of the media group there. And that was my Thanksgiving. It was pretty low-key, like I said, just having a chill week, getting through the sickness that has been coming from this cold weather, and pushing on into our weekend. So I'll be around, and I'll definitely be back on Monday, like some of you were asking, and I hope that you guys will be too. So don't forget to check in with us. You can watch us on YouTube, which you guys are probably on right now. We're also live on our website. So on the bottom of the website, Fox 5 DC, in case you have our app. Also, we're on the app, but in case you have the website open or you use that more often, you can find our stream there every day on the bottom of the website. Just scroll down to the bottom. We do the same stream. So when we do have other big stuff relevant, we always will push it also to Facebook. I'm trying to see if there's any more tweets coming out of this story that we can bring you before we kind of bring it down for the day. But looks like we don't have any new video coming in. We don't have anything pressing by way of new tweets about this. Just kind of take a gander here. All right, the final tweet that we got going on, guys, right here. Looks like things are reopening. Incident. People can stand down there. This is a travel alert. Twitter handle: Oxford Circus and Bond Street stations are now reopened, and the trains are stopping as normal. So good news on that front. It sounds like this incident is winding down, but thank you for hanging out with us as we try to track those live tweets to you and bring you the news. If you are just joining us, there was a potential incident at Oxford Circus tube station in London. So we were hearing word from Metropolitan Police and the police in London that something was going on. There were possible reports of shots fired. Turns out They have now said that they could not locate any suspects or any evidence of shots fired or casualties. So officers are still scanning the area to make sure everything's under control. But very good news there. Luckily did not burst into anything larger there in London. Very good news. And yes, Calix, the game was a lot of fun. If you've never been to an NFL game before, I've been to a varied amount of them at different stadiums. But again, being in my hometown now area of DC, where I've been for almost 10 years, it was really fun to go back to FedEx Field and see the Redskins, who are having a tough season, but so are the Giants, and they were able to pull off the win 20-10 later in the fourth quarter. They beat them by 10 points, and it was really cool to be there and be part of that crowd. A lot of packed in fans lower down in the 100 sections where I ended up sitting. And it was cool to see everybody come out on Thanksgiving and take a little break from their family gathering and their day to kind of hang out for the game. So really fun to be there. And glad to be able to have brought you some of the video that I took from the game. I wish we had a little more of a lively thing going on. Nothing really to throw you guys to today on this Black Friday. So with that, I think we're going to slowly kind of hang it up. And you guys know that you can continue to follow us. Our coverage never stops on digital and on TV. Fox 5 DC, we got all our updated stories on our website, fox5dc.com, and on our Facebook page. We continue to post the live and relevant breaking news, anything that's fun and trending, so you guys can check into the stories on our Facebook page. If you don't use Facebook, you got our YouTube channel right here. And you have also, if you do follow our Twitter, Fox 5 DC, we're always tweeting out the new stories, so you can stay up to date with that. Then don't forget to check social media as well. We're on Instagram and Snapchat. I help with some of that in the mornings on the weekdays. So thanks for bearing with my little cold symptoms. I'm a little under the weather, but I'll be back and vibrant and ready for you guys on Monday, just a couple days away. So have a very happy and safe weekend, guys. Hope that you've been able to spend it with family, friends, eat a lot of food, whatever it may be, and take care of yourselves this weekend. If you are shopping, be careful in the crowds out there. I'm going to go check out a couple things, maybe possibly after I leave work today, just to see what's going on for Black Friday sales. And oh, Calix, thanks so much for the great compliments. Thank you for being loyal viewers, guys, and for enjoying our stream, even though, you know, it's different every day. You never know what's going to come up. We want you to be able to tune in and always see what is live and what is breaking, what you need to see on your digital platform. You want to be able to grab your phone and see what's important to you. So, Kathy, good to hear from you as well. And yeah, no car chases today. Hey, if we had a car chase in Los Angeles, you know I'd be flipping over there on our system, which you've seen in front of me, my big system here, to bring you guys the video. But yeah, no car chases today, no Oklahoma City runaway pickup trucks, none of that from last week. But so glad that you enjoyed the week. Really, really, really grateful for you guys, especially in the spirit of Thanksgiving. Thank you for being awesome viewers and for hanging out with us. We'll be back as normal on Monday, so don't forget to tune in. Mike Thomas will be here too with a little weather, and then I'll jump in for some news coverage. So we'll have some fun stories for you. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you on Monday. Take care. And yeah, I won't eat too much turkey sandwiches. You know you can do a lot of things with leftovers. We had a chef on our morning show today talking about just how you can do that. You can take all those leftover items and make soups and stews and sandwiches. And Benji, I will take your advice and not eat too many of them, I promise. All right, bye guys. Take care. We'll see you on Monday.